welcome to Biology, the Science Study of Life. Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Ecology and evolutionary biology are closely related science. Darwin's extensive observations of the distribution of organisms and their adaptation to specific environments led him to propose that environmental factors interacting with variation within populations could cause evolutionary change. Today we have ample evidence that events that occur in the framework of ecological time, minutes, months, and years, translate into effects over the longer scale of evolutionary time, decades, centuries, millennia, and longer. For instance, hawks feeding on field mice have an immediate impact on the population by killing certain individuals, thereby reducing population size and ecological effect, and altering the gene pool and evolutionary effect. One long-term evolutionary effect of this predator-prey interaction may be selection for mice with fair coloration that camouflages the animals. Organisms and the environment. The environment of any organism includes abiotic or non-living components, chemical and physical factors such as temperature, light, water, and nutrients, and biotic or living components, all are the organisms or the biota that are part of the individual's environment. Other organisms may compete with an individual for food and other resources prey upon it, parasitize it, provide its food, or change its physical and chemical environment. Questions about the relative influence of various environmental components, both abiotic and biotic, are frequently at the heart of ecological studies. For example, as shown in this figure, shows the geographic range of the red kangaroo in Australia. Notice the regions also all illustrates the basis of two common ecological questions. What environmental factors limit the geographic range or distribution of a species such as the red kangaroo, and what factors determine its abundance? Some of the climatic factors that ecologists might consider in the case of the red kangaroo are indicated in this figure. Notice that red kangaroo do live in regions around the periphery of Australia, where the climate varies from moist to wet. Notice also that red kangaroos are most abundant in a few areas shaded dark brown or to orange, where the climate is drier and more variable from year to year. Near the edges of their range, where the climate is wetter than in the interior and where the map is shaded pale tan, red kangaroos are scarce. These patterns suggest that an abiotic factor, the amount and variability of precipitation, influences the distribution of red kangaroos in Australia. However, are the controls on red kangaroo distribution only abiotic? Perhaps. Climate influences red kangaroo populations indirectly through biotic factors such as pathogens, parasites, competitors, predators, and food availability. For instance, do water regions harbor pathogens and parasites deadly to red kangaroos? Ecologists generally need to consider multiple factors and alternative hypotheses when attempting to explain patterns of distribution and abundance. Notice also the kangaroo, the climate. These are shows that climate in northern Australia is hot and wet with seasonal drought, and red buoyant regions represents that red kangaroo occur in mass semi-arid and arid regions of the interior where precipitation is relatively low and variable from year to year. And notice also that this region, Southeast Australia, has a wet, cool climate. Notice also that southern Australia has cool, moist winters and warm, dry summers. This represents the distribution and abundance of arid kangaroo in Australia based on aerial surveys.